Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. What's up, y'all? Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. So, today, I think I'm kind of in the mood to talk about some quantum manifestation. Because those two terms they're interchangeable, at least in the way I see things. Because manifestation is just making real what has already been real, but in a different realm of existence. The mental realm, the emotional realm. Everything that has already been. There's nothing new under the sun. So every invention that is created, every event that you look forward to, they're all out there in this other realm, the mental and that emotional realm. So how can we as human beings, nice bit of cars out here today. How can we improve our ability to manifest? How can we speed up our manifestations? And more so importantly, how can we stop getting in our own way? I think that's kind of what I want to focus on. Because I know for myself personally, again, this is just another car talk, guys. We're being present here. Hey, come hang out with Brian and watch me lose my mind. So, because I know for me personally, I've been struggling with certain ideas of things that I want to manifest. And I've been kicking myself as to why they are not manifesting fast enough. And the truth of it is that it can be an instantaneous manifestation. You could move yourself into a thought realm and attach enough emotion to a reality happening that you can instantaneously shift your consciousness and your awareness to being in the shoes of that version of yourself that whatever you're trying to manifest has already happened. It's already been achieved. But we, as humans, as egos, slow ourselves down due to the amount of chains that we put on our current iteration of life and saying, oh no, like this is what it has to be. I know for myself, one of the biggest ones that I've had to kind of unwire, which I would say most people have, right in the comments. Is this one of yours? Is the whole idea that good things take time. And there's a certain amount of suffering that goes along with anything of worth and value in life. So you have to suffer. You have to put in the blood, sweat, and the tears. That's what I grew up on, was blood, sweat, and tears. That's it. To me, that's like a common upbringing, but I don't know nowadays if everyone hears the same thing, where you have to put in all those hours. They say to master anything, you have to put in the 10,000 hours. You have to become a master at first, and so that is part of the journey. But is that something that holds you back? Is that mindset just another thing in your subconscious that is blocking you from the instant manifestation that you want of your desires and of your dreams? Because truth be told, I'm going to get real weird for a second. So in the quantum realm, there is no time and there is no space. When I say quantum, I'm talking about outside of our normal physical existence. So physical existence creates duality because there is a separation. So I'm talking directly to whoever is on the other side of the phone. The phone and me are separate entities because I can reach out and I can touch the phone, and that creates time because there's space between myself and the phone. It takes time for my hand to travel from here to the camera. Okay? Same thing goes with you and me. If you were in a different spot, a different place, now it would take time for us to reach each other. It creates that separation. In the higher realms, the quantum realm, there is no separation anymore. Everything already is, and therefore, if you can tap into the quantum realm within yourself, you realize that the entirety of the universe is within you. And so nothing is really impossible or out of reach. And this is why in prior videos I've mentioned, like, you are God. What I meant by that is not like the ego, like I don't want any more Yesuses out here where it's like, I'm a God. Everybody else suck my balls. Like, we don't need more of that shit, because that's very prideful, ego-filled God state, where it is important to understand that you have the power of God within you for terms of like manifestation. But when you use it to control others, it's not so great. So back to the point. So in this quantum realm, I like to imagine there's a bunch of different highways that you can hop onto or hop off of. And there's like on-ramps and off-ramps. And it's in the sky, and there's an infinite amount of these highways. And each highway leads to a different reality that you can experience. And so your current experience that you have is based off the identity that you have chosen to give the most conscious energy to and the most emotion to. And these emotions over time sort of solidify down into your belief systems. And this creates the play box or the sandbox that you create your castle in. Your castle being your desired reality. But that desired reality has to play within the confines of the rules and the subjugations, the chains that you've put on yourself. The sandbox. Okay? So that is where you and myself, we currently are. It's wherever our consciousness up until this point has allowed us to be, based off our preconceived notions of what this reality is and what our place in it is, because we are living in a dualistic structure where there is separation. So it's how you relate to the outside world and how the outside world relates to you. When it comes to manifestation and speeding it up, another reason I love meditation so much is because it's going within. You go within, and as you go within, the outside starts to dissolve, and you start to see things on the inside. You can use your visualization, you can use your imagination, and those feeling states allow for you to construct different scenes that have not happened, at least to you, in your linear time world. As you know, because we all live in linear time to a degree. We all live there. Jesus Christ, this person's wilding out in front of me. Oh, that's okay. That's fun. Blessings to you, sir. Blessings to you. Hopefully you drive safe for the rest of the day and nobody gets hurt. But where was I? I completely forgot where I was because somebody was wild. That's okay. So, linear time. I think that's where I was. We all live within this linear time. And when you live day to day, always in the present moment of this linear time, usually you are not present. You're worried about something in the future, you're worried about something in the past, because the linearity gives us the notion that some type of work has to be done. There has to be the X, Y, and Z for you to pass go and collect the $200. Your manifestation cannot take place without you constructing something, without you doing something, without something happening from the outside to impact you on the inside. When you turn it off, and why I love the meditative space, is because you are now changing your external based off the emotions and the thought forms on the internal. And this allows for the quantum realm to come in. So I'm going to give you an example. If you want a new job, you don't have to spend days, weeks, months, years looking for a job. You have to sit within the mental movie that you create of that perfect job. Now, of course, you can have a shit job if you want. If you want to manifest a shitty job, you can do that. That's what most people do, because they hate their job that they work because it doesn't fulfill them on an internal level. And so the emotions that they attach to a job are a -1. And if they want a new job, they still have those negative emotions about the current one that they're experiencing. So that's what they're going to attract. They're going to attract whatever they are. That's what the universe gives you. Whatever seat that you want to sit in with God, he gives you more of that. So within this quantum realm, if you want to collapse down space-time, meaning the causal realm, the causal highways, causal freeways, whatever you want to call them, the thought ways. If you want to shift yourself from whatever highway you are currently on to a different one, you need to build a scene and believe in the scene. You need to start shifting your awareness to the consciousness that you would have if that wish was already fulfilled. And by doing so, it allows for the universe to wow you. And when I say wow you, I mean like you guys write them in the comments, because I know somebody's going to have a story about it where they see something, they see a promotion, they see a fated meeting, they run into somebody that they're looking for a new job, for example, and they run into somebody that is also looking for a perfect candidate for a position that has not been posted yet. And it just is so perfect how it works out that way. And you're like, oh my God, this is so weird. I was actually looking for a job. And they're like, yeah, you'd be a perfect candidate. And it's just, it can happen in a day. It can happen in a couple hours. There is no time or space to it when the universe is allowed to completely control it. But we slow it down because a lot of the times, and I do this a lot with the mental movies that I create, I try and put too much control on the outcome. I try and put too much control on what's actually going to happen in my reality and how fast it grows. I think that's my biggest hurdle that I need to personally get over, is the fact that I want instantaneous change. However, change does make me uncomfortable to a degree. Even going outside of my shell and not being a hermit to a degree makes me uncomfortable. But the highest version of myself, the one in which the wish is fully fulfilled, I am a much more social being and doing a lot of things out in the world. So it's an internal struggle that I have to overcome in order to speak up or speed up the manifestation that I'd like to see in the external world. But I just want to bring it back real quick for everybody. Everything is already on its way for you, okay? I just want you to know that. You guys, wherever you are in your life, you are perfect and you are enough. The reason that you're here right now is because of that. And I'm not talking about on the video. I'm just talking about wherever life has brought you up until now, it's done that for a reason. Okay? You have some type of skill set. There's something about you that is so unique, and you have gifts that you can give to the world. But I want you to start manifesting things by shifting your awareness onto the highway that is that life path. You can shift, and you don't have to go through years and years of bullshit in order to do so. That is the lie that they want to tell you, is that, oh my God, well, you didn't get the right degree, so it's blocked off now. No, like, magical shit can happen. If you see yourself in a lab coat, but you never got a degree in anything science related, and you can feel the emotion on the inside of yourself truly helping other human beings while you're doing something in the science fields, reality will collapse down to help you. Okay? I guess that's the main message of this one, other than just general manifestations, is stop getting in your own way. You turn your ego off. You have an original thought. The original thought that created all of humanity, that created the Big Bang, that was a pure thought. And then we've been getting in our own ways ever since, trying to prove something, trying to disprove something. And in actuality, we all have a blueprint that we are born with, that we come prepackaged with as divine expressions of God in the flesh. We are created in the divine image of God. So we have these thoughts, and there's nothing wrong with desires. Desires, if anything, is the original thought that then leads you to change. It leads you to grow. It leads you to question the reality that you're currently living in, because all your current reality is based off the subset of rules that you have allowed. So every time you have a desire, that desire might be over here, which is outside of here, and you have to expand. And that's the whole point. So with this quantum realm, with manifestations, with speeding it up, please, 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 just sit within that wish fulfilled. Okay? Just sit within it. How would you move if you already had everything you could possibly want in your life? And not just material stuff. I'm talking about the emotional stuff as well. Like, you are working your most fulfilling job, because we all have 24 hours in the day. You're going to go crazy if you are fully retired. Usually if you're retired, you end up dying. Okay? That's because they don't have a purpose anymore. They don't have a passion anymore. So think for yourself, what is the most passionate version of yourself? How would you be living if you were completely stepped into your highest passionate version of yourself? Can you feel that version of yourself? And then what would you be doing? Where would you be? Who would you be talking to? And I want you to have these mental images and these conversations permeate your imagination enough that it's like over 50% of your thoughts. So you're almost ignoring your 3D reality that's happening outside of yourself. Ignore that reality, because that one's the illusion, and step into the new illusion, which is on the inside, until it becomes manifested, which it will manifest based off your belief. Okay, guys? Love you. Have a good one. Namaste.